I've seen that when he fought Clint Johnson. I've seen that when he fought Antonio Tarver. But then I've seen fights that I concur with you. I agree because I believe it's mental with him. I diagnosed him.
I figured you did. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I diagnosed him and very unsure of himself. He would never admit that. It's not a complex type of unsure of himself. It's an unsure of himself before he gets started. What I mean by that is, unless he convinces himself as the fight goes on that he can compete with this individual, he becomes a different person, which is dangerous. Because now he becomes a person of confidence. He becomes a person of, wait a minute, I can win this? Now you got to fight on that. Crazy as this might sound, I want him to have that feeling. Like, I literally want him to have that feeling more than not want him to have that feeling. Why? Because it would first of all take everything that I've done and still continue to keep the buzz of what I'm doing at a max level. And so I'm going to bring the best out of Chad Dawson. The question is whether that's going to be enough to dethrone me come October 15th. I say not. I'm fighting back-to-back with more frequently than I've ever done in the last 7, 8 years. If you look at the calendar of my record on that press kit. The motor never really stopped running. I'm ready to go right back into another situation. He had a lackluster performance on my undercard. Before then, it was almost a year, 8 months or 6 months, I believe, inactivity, right?
Yeah, we'll get to Meg.
You never mentioned nothing about Bernard Hopkins. None of y'all caught that.
Well, he's not here today. Where is he today?
Well, he wasn't in LA either.
What does that mean to you?
You have to get used to your teacher. When you're going to get taught in class. When you get used to your teacher, it becomes a little bit, in boxing, it becomes a little bit personal because I got to believe him, not just take orders from him. And if it's a time where them orders seem not to be working because you haven't built that outside of the night of the fight or the night, days, weeks of the camp. You can't take a beginning fighter or a fighter that begun his career that really haven't reached the star power, as we all admit, to the point where he should have been or have the talent to be, and give him all the great knowledge that Emmanuel still have. It will overload the circuit breaker. And when you overload the circuit breaker, it blows up. It gets too hot. It fizzles out. So when a guy like Emmanuel Stewart, who comes with this encyclopedia of knowledge, he needs at least 6, 7 months to a year to even take it all in. That's called binding. Go to lunch, come to my house, come to your house. We plug many sockets, many cords in one socket. It's called an overload. And too much knowledge can be bad for you.
You know, 24 hours ago, you were in LA, doing the same press conference. You're flying cross country. Is this still? You're about to go into a grueling training camp. Is this still enjoyable for you? This process?
Yep, because I'll be having the guys that's 28 and younger, and I'm whooping their ass, and I'm beating them on the track. We're doing 880s. We're running 5 miles once a week, sometimes 2 times a week. It depends on how the weight load, depends on how much work and rounds I have in. When they get close to camp getting close. I train and spar with young guys that has careers. It's not, I don't work out with nobody that's 35. 32, maybe the oldest. But everybody out got guns, young guns, who got eagers and swaggers. And they like, wait a minute, you know, if I can clip Bernard, and then Nazim, he whispers behind him, look, if you knock Bernard down, if you win 3 rounds in a row, because they know, you know, anybody can be knocked down, but that became something that was paid out. So now if you can win 3 rounds in a row, you get a stack, you get 1,000. So I had already got one of my guys to say with Nazim, with deal he cut this time, this camp. But that's how we do in camp. It's fun, but it's serious. So when a guy come out, I always alert. That up there. You look at my record, you look at my career. It's a challenge to even hit me.
Did you, and after you got finished celebrating the Pascal win, did you wonder if you were going to be able to get motivated to keep this going? Did that crush your mind?
Because I signed a deal. And the deal was you fight Jean Pascal. You have to fight Chad Dawson because it's part of the deal. And HBO pays some handsome, respectful money. I had no problem with Chad Dawson. Let's go. Here we are. So I wanted to fight Chad Dawson. I didn't want to have a situation when I beat Jean Pascal and no one else to fight, and then I'm sitting for another 9 months. That's been my problem. Whether it was self-inflicted or whether it was politics or whatever, I didn't want to sit, not at 46. It's a difference in sitting and then saying, I'm going to fight Chad now, and there's 8 months that went by, and I'm sitting here. You know, that's that antique car. It looks good, but you got to pump that gas for it to start and turn over. I don't want that. So I'm coming off of, think about it, I'm coming off of every 90 to 80 day fight. Go back to last year, December 18th. Fast forward to May 21st. Then fast forward to October 31st. It's great.
Is that the only way that you figure you have to keep up that kind of schedule to sort of keep yourself at this
But
point
that's
at your
impressive.
age?
At 46, here we go. I mean, is
But
that
the only way you're going to do it at this point? We're going to keep seeing you out there
absolutely,
that often?
especially with the win, especially with the wounds are healed, especially with that. I want to be back in January, and hopefully, I want that to be a bigger fight that I can see that will be a rematch. I want the Joe Galzaki fight so bad, and I have to get through Chad Dawson. Chad Dawson has the championship. He's defending the championship. Yes, I didn't have a flashback. I know I have the titles. But in my mind, the way I think, I'm getting them from him to get a fight that I really want. And that's why you see me sitting ringside with Joe at the American fight.
Have you gotten any sort of public indication from Joe that, because we haven't
No,
heard anything?
I don't want none right now. I just want to concentrate on Chad Dawson.
I mean, that he even wants to fight.
Listen, when I beat Chad Dawson, I'm free of any obligations to who I fight next, as far as TV, as far as the promotion. They'll be working in the process of me worrying about what I got to do October. It will be a name before the victory. That's how normally promoters work. And of course, you don't win. Of course, you scratch everything. You can always scratch stuff. That's easy. Putting stuff together in a timely fashion is different. You know, when you get in October, some of that January and February 2000 calendar has already been either talked about or is already going to be etched in stone. Because the holidays are shut down month. Thanksgiving on to January is a shutdown month. So, trust me, Richard has already got some things going on in his head that I can't mention right now because I don't want to undercut what he's doing. But
Involving Calzaghe, you mean?
well, just say bonjour.
Can we assume that he didn't shut the door on the prospect?
Who?
Calzaghe.
Well,
He didn't shut the door on coming.
Well, I don't. He didn't say yes or he didn't say no, and of course I don't put myself in a position to plead and beg, but I can say this, that there are more than just one fight out there for Bernard Hopkins. There are other titles, whether people care about them or not. I believe I'm the title, and I'm not being cocky about it, being confident. But who knows? I might want to embark and go up to the cruiserweight division and make another history. But come October 15th, I must show that everything that Gary Shaw is saying, that others have said about other stronger and younger fighters. Other than Roy Jones' fight 2 years ago, everybody I fought was in their 20s. So we heard this before. Younger, stronger, Chad. They must have forgot that everything that a guy has, I'm known for taking their best weapon and neutralizing their biggest weapon to nothing.
Yeah, I'm good.
I've been known for that. Darby, your face looked familiar, We heard, I got a great right hand. Take his right hand away. Then what? You're young and strong. Is he paying attention? Bernard just beat a young and strong guy that was younger than Chad. You sometimes if you don't watch yourself, I do. You would thought I fought a 46-year-old a couple of months ago. You're literally, when you leave here and go in and say, how Chad's gonna win this fight? He's younger, he's stronger. Okay. That's why we're here, basically, and that's why Bernard made history, because he's beating guys in their 20s. Give me something else, Gary. But that's take too long and go back and forth. That's cool they think that way. If he's coming to the table only with the mentality that he's younger and he's stronger, he's already lost.
Does that Calzaghe loss?